I feel happy. I feel content. And you want to know why? It's because I'm finally at a place in my life where I can freely create without wondering who's watching, without caring who's watching, without wondering who's going to judge me. I can be free to be me. I have a few YouTube channels, I have a few social media accounts, and I'm A/B testing different types of content all the time. Not only that, but I'm doing a lot of back-end work too on projects that fulfill me. For example, I run a coaching business, and that's one of the few things that really lights me up. I've worked with people in all different types of spheres. I've worked to help people grow their businesses. I've worked to coach people one-on-one with personal stuff. I've worked as a spiritual coach as well. And out of all of them, I've learned that the way to accumulate wealth in any sphere, in any niche, is to provide value. And you may not think that you have any value to provide, and that was me for such a long time. I was wondering, by the way, I have hair, it's just tied up in a knot right now. I was wondering for such a long time how I could provide value, because the truth of the matter is that there are trillions of dollars that are in circulation and that have been printed and that are being printed as we speak all the time, every day. So how do we get those dollars to find themselves in your bank account? The money is already there, you just have to go get it. And the way that you go get it is not as much with physical action anymore, but it's to do with mental action and setting up those appropriate systems that allow for the cash money, baby, to flow into your account. So the way you do this is by using your mind and seeing what exactly you can offer as a resource to the world. How can you provide value? Now, like I said, I've worked in various niches, every type of niche almost you can imagine, but my main primary focus has been coaching people and getting people from A to be, getting them to see results in their own life and in their own businesses as well. And you would not believe how little effort it takes to support somebody to success. I think it's important that we understand that every single one of us can be a mentor as well as a mentee. And when you can be both, you are in the perfect position to grow, because you are allowing somebody else to grow, and you are also in a position of being a student and allowing yourself to grow as well. So that's the position I've adopted currently, and it's serving me very well. Providing value is not necessarily the same for everybody. You can provide value in terms of entertainment. You can provide value by sitting down in front of a camera and telling your story. You can provide value by coaching people to specified success. It doesn't matter how you provide value. It just matters that you do. And it matters that you find the way that you specifically can. So for everybody, that's going to look different. If you have many different skills and talents, you can just pick one and go with it. I would not recommend doing what I did in the beginning of my journey, wherein I picked so many different avenues and I couldn't decide which one to use, which one to do. Now I just use all of them, and I've become somebody who is more than qualified at public speaking, writing, coaching, networking, and the like. And this is coming from somebody who used to be so antisocial, so afraid of judgment, and so lost ultimately. For a long time, I didn't realize that the path is ours to create. You can't really live a life that someone else tells you to live. You have to live your own. And the way that we live our own is ultimately by getting to know ourselves and spending a lot of time with ourselves, spending a lot of time alone. And that's something that I committed to for years, and it served me appropriately. I think that in every person's life, they should take a few years, preferably in their early 20s, to be alone and to figure out who they are and what they want to do with their one wild and precious life. Because people will try to tell you how to live. People will try to tell you who you are. And every single time you have to come back with a larger counter offer. You have to come back swinging. You have to come back hyper aware of yourself and hyper aware of your gifts, your skills, your talents, and what you can offer the world, because it's so different from what anybody else, can offer you. It's so different from what the world has to offer you. Like, you are an individual. So know yourself to be an individual. And don't ever think of yourself as someone that, has to do what other people tell you to do. You can do absolutely anything that you want to do. You are multi-talented. You don't just have like one area of talent or like one area of study. You are multi-talented. So this means that you can tap in to anything that you want to learn, go in that direction, maximize it, and create a product or service from it. This means that you don't have to live the type of life that other people want you to live. You can live your own life, and you can live loudly and boldly and happily and freely. And this is what it is to have freedom. This is what it is to have inner freedom. And when you are free to be you, you'll see that things in your life just happen for you, as if by magic. Like, people just come in and they just want to help you. Like, people just come in and they just want to give to you, and for a long time I tried to put all the pieces of the puzzle together and figure out how I was going to get from point A to point Z, and strategize and plan, and just, I was like so much in my masculine energy, like completely unable to receive from God, from the universe, like completely unable to conceive how things were going to happen for me. And it wasn't until I took my foot off the gas and I just allowed for my life to flow, I just allowed for things to flow, that I realized that that's the key. That's the answer. You have to flow. You have to let go of how you think things are going to happen, of where the help is supposed to come from. And that goes back to us trying to control everything in our lives. Like, we really try to control everything. We don't have control over anything. And that's the most beautiful realization. It's the most beautiful thing when you can realize that you control nothing, and life will happen as it's supposed to happen and as it should happen. Like, you will succeed in the business if you are meant to. That means that you will become the person that you are meant to become if you should become that person. You will be with who you're supposed to be with. You will marry who you're supposed to marry. You will have the dream career that you are supposed to have, provided that you go in that direction and keep envisioning with action. You got to keep the vision with action. So that's how. And people usually meet their destiny on the path that they take to avoid it. And it's so crazy how true that is, because you can run from everything. I was at one point in my life running from everything, from friendships, from connections, from social situations, from success, from money even. And you may be wondering, why? Why would you run from success? Why would you run from money? Because unconsciously we have fear patterns and we have fear programs that do not allow us to receive. And that's what I was going through, and that's what I realized about myself. And it's the same with not being able to it's the same with not being able to flow in your life and needing to have control all the time. So we get these blockages that stop us from wanting success or being able to receive success. We may want it, but we can't let it in because our nervous system does not feel safe being seen, or our nervous system does not feel safe with success, or safe with money, or safe with people. Yo, I had so much PTSD, I'll just say it, and trauma around people. And I know that sounds insane, but I went through a period of time in which I was so introverted. It was to the point where if somebody started talking to me, I would feel scared. I would feel anxious. I just did not want to interact with anybody. And it's because I was able to pick up everyone's energies and everyone's emotions. And I was basically my favorite time of my life during that time was me just working. Like, that was like my heaven, you know? And social situations like made me almost jump out of my skin. And it was a different time. Like, it's hard to be successful like that, because in order to really attain success, you have to provide value to the world. And I could not provide value from my comfort zone. You just can't. It's not possible. You have to become somebody different. You have to have new comfort zones that scare you, that lay in uncertainty. Like, those are where your comfort zones have to be. You know, so eventually, with a lot of time and practice, if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll know that I try to post reels every day. I do post reels every day. At least one, sometimes 3. And sometimes I'll just be saying whatever. Like, sometimes my reels are just random, and like sometimes I'll be dancing or lip syncing something. But to me, it's a win, because for so long I was in braces. I was in depression. I was in PTSD, not able to show. I didn't want to like look at my face in the mirror. Like, I was so upset with life, and I was so down bad, and I just was so, it wasn't even that I was unconfident. It had nothing to do with confidence. I just never believed that being happy around people was possible for me. I never believed that social media could be possible for me. I had given up, like, completely on my heart, on my joy, on my love, on interacting with people, on forming connections with people. I had become a hermit to the like millionth degree. And my joy was meditation, silence, avoiding texts, and working. And that's it. And so I studied a lot during that time. That was also like, that's primarily what I did. But yeah, so now whenever I post a reel on Instagram, to me, it's like, that's my comfort zone for me to be seen. Like, I have been training myself for over a year now to be comfortable being seen, because I know that it's part of my purpose. And, you know, if you know, then you know that being seen is part of your purpose, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So knowing that, I promised myself to post at least one reel every single day on Instagram. And I don't care who judges me. Like, I don't care what people have to say. Like, y'all can yap as much as you want. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I know I should be doing. And I hope that's the case for you too. And ultimately, we are our own saviors. Like, we're the only ones who could save ourselves. Like, no one else can save you. You know, it's only through following the instructions that God gives you that you make it out of any situation, and that you save yourself ultimately. And here I am now, like, because I have practiced speaking, because I have practiced being in front of a camera, not judging the way that I look so much, you know, and all that kind of stuff, not judging how I sing, you know. That's why I'm able to post. Also, things got so bleak for me that at one point I was like, fuck it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I look. It doesn't matter how I sound. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I'm alive. I have a life. And I'm going to use it. You know what I mean? I'm going to use it, and I'm going to just go for it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take massive fucking action. And I think that's what, like, that energy, that attitude is what got me to literally, like, push forward out of, like, the darkest times of my life and take action and be productive. Even if I would have to, like, get up from, like, crashing out, having, like, a crash out session, and, like, quickly, like, put on some music and, like, start, like, cleaning up my space, or, like, switching my outfit, or, like, whatever it took, I did it, you know? And at some points it got to extremes, but I still took those chances because I knew that I had to fight myself. I had to fight the part of myself that was saying that I couldn't do it. I had to fight the part of myself that was down, that was laying down, that was, like, done, that had given up, you know? And I did. And at one point, I fought myself so much every day and so hard that I became really good at fighting myself. And I would, like, alchemize that energy into content creation and into making videos. And so every video that I filmed towards the end of 2024 that you can find on this channel that I'm posting this video on, I did out of pain. Like, there were some videos I just filmed out of like sheer pain, man. Like, there are some things I just did out of pain, you know what I mean? But it's good because it makes the pain worth it. It takes the pain and it makes it constructive. It makes it useful. It makes it tangible, you know. And the best art comes from pain. The best art comes from pain. Like, my best journal entries and everything were like from heartbreak. My best videos were from heartbreak, you know. And I think it's because that's how we save ourselves. That's like the only way we can save ourselves. I never really talked about what happened much with my jaw, but it was so intense that it affected my whole body, because your jaw, not your mandible, but your maxilla, is directly connected to your entire skeletal system. So from the top down, it literally affected my whole body. So during that time, I would dance. That's how I got into dancing. I would dance because it allowed my fear to come out. It allowed my fear of, oh my God, what's happening with my body? Like, why do I feel all this vertigo? Why is my, like, why do I like feel like disconnected from myself? Like, all that stuff that I faced, right? Like, not feeling like my arms are my arms and my legs are my legs, like crazy stuff. I have a book coming out on it. Because again, when your skull is affected, you just feel like a foreigner to yourself. So in order to get over that fear, and in order to get over me trying to perceive myself and like freaking out at every little change and every little thing that I felt that was wrong, I would dance so that energy flowed out of me, through me, and out of me. And it healed me. It literally healed me, like, over time. You know, ever since then, I never looked back. I dance every day, you know, and I just dance because it's authentic expression. It's healing. It's actual neurological healing. And that's what saved me. Like, it actually restructured my body, like, back into health, like, strangely enough. Like, I would like work up a sweat during those times, and after I was done, like, because usually when you're unwell, like, the common thing is like, oh, you're supposed to rest, right? Or like, you're supposed to just take it easy, whatever. I would take it easy, but then I would also dance and work up a sweat and come out of my body and like forget myself in my current position, and I would like literally dance with the gods, like in prayer, you know what I mean? Like, I would focus all my energy upon like the like image of Lord Shiva, and I would like dance. And that fire, it healed me from the inside out. It healed me from within. And it also healed me from like depression and like body dysmorphia and like, you know, whatever. I had a little thing with eating too that it like healed me from that, because I was able to channel this anxiety or this like pent up energy, this pain, even this trauma, out into myself and like back up into my like crown. I was able to like circulate the energy productively. So I was able to fuel myself and heal myself from the inside out. So that's a little bit about my story. How, you know, I don't talk about it too much. But I want you to know that you can bounce back from anything. It doesn't matter what you have going on right now. Health issues, money issues, friendship issues, whatever. You can bounce back from anything. You just have to want it bad enough. It has to be mind over matter, always, always, always. Because your focus is what creates your reality, literally. You know, like, they told me that, like, I would need, like, surgery and all that stuff. I didn't need surgery, because I decided that I didn't need it. And I, like, took other measures to, like, get myself healed and back together. And it worked. So, mind over matter. You know what I mean? And also, real quick, Next time somebody comes around you trying to tell you that they know who you are better than you, or trying to tell you that you haven't been through much, or, you know, your life story or your experience is not that important, I want you to never talk to that person again. Go out and make a YouTube channel and become bigger than people could have literally ever imagined or conceived within their tiny brains. Because this life is yours and nobody else's. And you have to be big. You have to allow your energy to create things. That is what it is, again, to create wealth. You provide value to the world, right? Like you create wealth by earning it. And the way that you earn it is by giving your love, your attention, your help, your coaching, you know, and find out what that is for you. Find out what that looks like for you. But I guarantee that the internet can only help you in this regard. And it can only speed up your process by getting you to potentially create content around what you've been through. And in that way, you dissolve the walls around your ego. You dissolve your comfort zone, right? We're all gonna go out, man. You know what I mean? We're all gonna die. Like, what's the comfort zone? Like, it doesn't exist, you know? That doesn't mean you go and do stupid shit. It means you go and take massive action on productive shit, and you do it in a way that is fearless. That is what it is to break the boundaries of your comfort zone. And it's important that we all do this. Now, anybody can look me up online. Anybody can look up my YouTube channel and see what I got going on and see what I yap about. Do you think I care? Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? So it took a lifetime for me, like my whole life, literally, to get to this point. But I'm never going back. You know what I mean? And that is something that I have made sure of via my actions, via the action that I have taken, both on the becoming of myself and the growth of myself, and in the growth of external things such as my business, of which I am the fulcrum. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. You can do anything you want in this life. There's nothing stopping you except yourself. This is good. This is good news because you're in the driver's seat. If you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.